Happy New Year, everyone. It's Jennifer for Hero Arts. Today's video, I'm going to show you some of the newest Hero Arts shadow ink colors. I'm going to create this card so you'll see these inks in action, but then at the end of this video, I'm going to compare these colors to other Hero Arts shadow inks so you can see where they kind of fall on the color spectrum. So that'll be at the end of this video. So first, let's do this card. I'm using the new Hero Arts Yay stamp set. I love that there's some great encouraging messages on here. I've arranged them onto a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of paper so I can kind of plan where I'm going to stamp them, but I'm just going to take this and set it aside and just go ahead and move on with my card, but I'm going to keep them all positioned so I know exactly where they'll go. I decided to stamp my background with this great Basic Gray Hero Arts star background. I think it's fantastic to stamp, kind of add layering to your card, and I'm going to use the Hero Arts Shadow Ink in Soft Vanilla. This is one of their newest colors, and it's fantastic for a subtle background or any kind of subtle stamping. It's a nice neutral kind of ivory color. So I'm going to place this down onto my stamp, put some paper over it so that I can move my hand around without getting it all inky. Put equal pressure everywhere and then peel it off and you'll see the real subtle look that you get. I just love this ink color. It's fantastic. Now it's time to add some bright color on top of that soft ink. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the new color called Dark Quartz. This is a great kind of peach color, like a peachish orange color. It's great because it's kind of has a neutral tone to it. So it would look great with like olives and grays and browns. Or it works also with these bright colors. Another new color is the Hero Arts Lime Green color. This is a great, perfect green. I think it's great for greenery, if you're doing flowers. This is like the perfect green color. Now with Hero Arts Shadow Inks, as always, they stamp kind of splotchy and dark and uneven at first, but they absorb into the paper, smoothing out and giving a great look. So that's one of the best things about these inks. This is the new Lemon Yellow color. It is the perfect bright yellow shade. So you're talking sunshine, happy color here, a great pop of color on any kind of card. Then there is the new Hero Arts Ultra Pink, which has kind of a little blue tone to it, which makes it something that I really like. It's a great pink, just a great basic color, and it can go with neon colors or more basic colors too. So I'm just going to keep stamping here until I fill up this card. I'm just going to stamp from the bottom, just work my way up, and you can see how all these colors go together well. Now, I'm a big fan of the Hero Arts Shadow Inks, not because I work with Hero Arts, but because they're just great inks, and these colors really add a lot of zest and a lot of wow to the color palette that they have. Now there is another new one that's quite different. It's the Blackboard Hero Arts Shadow Ink. This is actually kind of a light black is what I would call it, like a super dark gray or a light black, just like a blackboard would be in a school. So this is great for any kind of stamp that has a blackboard look to it, and there's a lot of those on the market right now because blackboard or chalkboard is so popular. So I stamped the greeting with that, and you'll see later how this compares to the regular black. I'll show you. So now I'm just going to glue some strips on here. I trimmed down all that stamped piece just so it was a little bit more narrow, and I'm going to add that to my card. Cut a really thin piece of yellow cardstock here, super bright yellow. It's nice pop on this card. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim off everything that hangs off. So these new colors, you can see they work really well together, but they also work really well with some of the other colors that we have in the Hero Arts Shadow Ink line. So now I'm just going to put lots of foam tape on the back of this so that it pops up nice and even. I'll take my little piece here, this that I've cut out from the woot woot message, and I'm going to pop dot that on there too. Now, after I did this, I forgot that I wanted to add a little stamped stars in all the open places. This great Yay stamp set comes with some stars, and I completely forgot. It would be better to have done this stamping before I put the foam tape under it, but I forgot. So I'm just going back and doing it carefully, using the same colors and just kind of scattering these around. You can see that this stamping that I'm doing right now is a little splotchy, but it evens out. You can see all those greetings that I stamped earlier. They have dried, become really nice even colors. Now I'm going to add some more of the lemon yellow here too, so you just got lots of pops of color. So now I also wanted to add some shimmer to this. I'm addicted to my Wink of Stella glitter pen. Any kind of glitter pen would work for this. I'm just coloring over the stars, and I'm also going to make that woot woot stand out a lot. So I'm going to put a really heavy layer, actually 2 heavy layers of this Wink of Stella glitter over that message. It's hard to see in the video, but it really adds a lot to it in real life. So any kind of glitter or shimmer pen would work great for this. So here's a close-up picture. You can see that little bit of shimmer that's on the stars and then on the greeting. So now that I've shown you some of these inks in action, I wanted to show you how they compare to inks that Hero Arts already has, the colors they've already had. This is a soft vanilla. You can see it's a great soft ivory color. It's kind of stands on its own in the spectrum here with all the other colors of Hero Arts, and I think it's definitely a must-have. It's great for coloring over or for subtle background. You can see how it compares with Butter Bar, which is a more buttery dark color, and the new Lemon Yellow, which is a bright yellow. So it's very different than the Lemon Yellow is very different than the Butter Bar ink that we currently have. These are all great yellow colors. Now moving on to the pink, you can see the new Ultra Pink on the top left and how it compares to the bubblegum ink that's on the right. The Ultra Pink has a little more blue color to it, and it works really well with that raspberry jam. Those two colors team up real nicely together. So I've always been a fan of bubblegum, but this Ultra Pink is also winning me over. So now that we've covered the pinks, let's go on to the greens. I love this lime green. It's just beautiful. I've been a big fan of Green Hills. It has a little more of a blue tone to it. I tend to like more of a lime green for like my flowers and such, so I'll be reaching for this new lime green color quite a bit. I'll be honest with you, I've been begging for Hero Arts to come out with a lime green ink for some time, and they nailed it. So now there is another unique color that Hero Arts has. It's the dark quartz. It's on the top left here. You can see how it compares with the other orange and peach colors that Hero Arts has. It's closest to the soft cantaloupe, which is all the way on the right over there, but that is has a bright hint to it, whereas the dark quartz is more of a neutral kind of feel to it. So the dark quartz would work really great with neutral colors like olives or browns. So I think it's definitely a must-have if that's your color palette, and it also is a lot softer than the other orange colors. It's just gorgeous. It's such a beautiful color, and I'm glad they added it to their color collection. And finally, we have the new Blackboard ink, which you can see is a lighter black. So it's almost like a super dark gray. This is great for a lot of the chalkboard style stamps, or if you just want something a little less intense than a black. It's a great color, and I think I'll be reaching this for this a lot, especially for greetings. So there you have a peek at the newest Hero Arts shadow inks. Remember, these all dry nice and smooth and even with any type of stamp. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, head on over to the Hero Arts blog. See you next time.